Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Mondays with Max. I am Max Voltage. In case you are new here, appreciate you guys all for being here. Pretty chill stream tonight, Christmas and everything. So happy holidays to everybody. Wish everybody a warm, though some of us won't be quite as warm and some of us will be, but warm and healthy New Year and all the way through the holidays. Alrighty, let's do a quick rundown. Cooking with Kaiser is first, and thank you for being a member. Travelers Travels, Patrick Guyan, Geek of All Trades got your sticker, which I'll point out in a second. Probably should turn on the light. Gordon Murray, Canadian Miner, Hawk Crypto Mining. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I know you have been balls of the wall busy. So Black Sales, nice to see you. 619 OTA, good to see you as well. Paddywhack Miner, thank you for being a member. Network Bits, thank you for being here. Integra Guy, good evening to you as well, and thanks for being a member. Slicknick87, Crypto Crag, wow, Crypto Crag, you were quite the troll on Network Bits. Network Bits channel last night. It was pretty funny with Tridiggy, I think was the guy's name. Anyway, that was pretty funny. Joker Miner, good to see you and thank you for being a member. Ultra Carbon Fudweiser, thank you for being here. I haven't seen you in a little bit. Good to see you back. And again, like I said, thanks for being a member. Let's see, who else did I miss? Everybody else seems to be a repeat. 4J, thank you for being here and being a member. Crypto Perks, thanks for being here. And obviously this ultimate sunflower mama is sitting to my right, keeping me in line every step of the way. Alexander Fleener, Retro Mike Crypto, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And Nick Roberts. And I think that covers everybody that is here so far. Anyway, but again, like I said, thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. One thing I did want to highlight, there are a couple of new additions to the tree. So we have Geek of All Trades is right there, although it is kind of hard to see, but that is Geek of All Trades. Just got the sticker today, so thank you very much. Appreciate it. And even though it was sent so that it wouldn't wrinkle or anything, it seems to be curving a little bit. And then right there is Red Panda. So I got his in the past week as well. So a couple of additions. I think that's probably going to be the final additions to the tree this year. I actually don't think there's really much more room of crypto YouTube stickers that could be on there. So anyway, yeah, glad you showed up as well, Geek of All Trades. And I do have your black and white sticker as well. So again, thank you for both of those stickers. Very, very much appreciated. And one thing I did want to mention, I know I mentioned last week about the chair. I don't know who used my referral, but thank you very much. I do appreciate you using the referral, and I hope you enjoy your chair. I believe that you will. I can't see what you ordered, but I hope that you do enjoy your chair. And for anybody else that is interested, it is in the description, the affiliate link. So cannot more highly recommend a chair from Crandall Office Furniture. Definitely really like it. Anyway, alrighty. Well, it's been quite the news week. Wow, is there a lot of mudslinging going on? A lot of mudslinging. So you have the congressional hearing, and you have Mr. Wonderful basically slinging mud at Binance, which I think was fair. Definitely think it was fair that Kevin O'Leary basically told CZ that, yeah, you kind of caused this to happen. While I do believe that to be true, and I do believe that that CZ was trying to get rid of his competition, it doesn't change the fact that it would have gone out of business anyway, and the sooner the better, because it was fraudulent. The bigger they got, the bigger it was going to fall. So honestly, I think in a way we have Binance to thank for this not being worse than it could have been. Now, of course, Binance could have bought them out, but I think I think he actually really was planning on buying them out, and that was his plan. But then when he looked at the books and went, holy cow, what did I just uncover? No, thank you. So, Crypto Mining, thank you very much for the super chat. So, new video for the new data center coming out tomorrow. First walkthrough. Love Mondays with Max. Well, thank you very much, Hawk. And I don't know about you guys, but I am definitely interested to see what is coming from Terra. Very interested to see that. Anyway, I don't know why that would be automatically. Anyway, that's fair enough. O'Leary stinks fraud. Yeah, I'm sure he's not. He has his own baggage. That's for sure. But I still believe that he's calling him out, and I think it's fair that people could see the fact that CZ from Binance caused FTX to basically crumble. And it's kind of like a house of cards. Well, the house of cards will continue to stand until somebody pulls out a card, or Chenga. You know, you're playing Chenga and everybody's playing nicely, and then somebody pulls out that one chink that causes the whole thing to tumble. Well, that's basically what CZ did. It was a house of cards and was gonna fall. And yeah, and at the time I was like, come on, CZ caused all this. This would never have happened. Now with all the information coming out, yeah, it would have fallen anyway. So, but it is interesting that, like I said, to see all the things that have fallen, have followed up. So there was Kevin O'Leary saying that, and then Binance's auditor said, I'm out. I'm not doing any crypto, which obviously everybody kind of raised their eyebrows at that and said, what does this mean for Binance? In fact, there was a news story. Let me pull that up. There we go. Good. And of course you have the old, everything's fine, CZ. This is fine. In reality, everything is most definitely not fine, according to this article. Anyway, talked about the fact that, you know, CZ's been out there basically saying, yeah, there aren't any accountants that are actually equipped to audit a crypto exchange. Really? You really think that? I don't know. That screamed BS to me. And yeah, I was just like, whatever. So there's a lot of, I swear, all these companies need to get better PR, because they say the dumbest things. And what CZ said there, and I think a lot of it just has to do with the general arrogance you see in upper levels of management at times. And yes, CZ's gotten to where he is. He's young, and I think he's arrogant, and, you know, he said some pretty silly things. And it's come back to bite him with everybody criticizing him for a lot of the things that have been said. So anyway, very curious to see how this turns out with Binance. I mean, obviously Binance is in a better financial position, as far as we know, than FTX. It's pretty hard to be in any worse of a financial position than FTX. So I think it's going to be fine, but I'm really seeing that this is bear market season, and wow, are people slinging mud. It's become the season for mudslinging, and it's about pointing fingers at other people, keeping people away from you, and basically deflecting the heck out of everything. So I don't know. I find it entertaining and disgusting at the same time. Why can't we all just get along? I don't know. That's my opinion. Anyway, network bits chink isn't the C word in question. I don't think I said chink. Oh, okay. Got it. Anyway, sorry. My was tagged. So, you know, Patrick Guyan, Mr. Wonderful should be prosecuted too. You know, that he should certainly be investigated. How much did he know? How much was he involved? He had a huge investment in FTX. You know, was he involved in any cover-ups? Yeah, I don't know. I find that that pretty interesting. So, why does that thing across the screen? Let's see if I select something. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, let me scroll back down, see where else have been tagged. Patrick Guyan says, Mr. Wonderful isn't calling out Binance on good faith. He's trying to save face on the obvious FTX scam. He accepted 15 million to sponsor. Patrick, I don't disagree, but you can still deflect and name facts in the process of deflecting. And I think what Kevin O'Leary is saying is factual, but the motivation behind it is to deflect. True, you know, pure and simple, deflect. You know, again, that's why a lot of mudslinging happens. It's to deflect, get people away from looking at what's going on over here. And that's why I think the bear market's great, because any crypto project, crypto exchange, anybody involved in crypto that's saying, hey, no, come look at me. You know, this is what we have to offer. This is why you should be looking at us. I think is a great opportunity. And those are some things that I think are going to be some good things that come out of the bear market. Let's see. Patrick Murphy says, you make it sound like there is a public ledger with easy to follow explorers or something. Well, there are, unless you're talking about Tornado Cash, but which is on obviously on Ethereum, and there are other mixers out there as well. So yes, yeah, and for the most part, you can track it unless you specifically use a service in order not to be able to track it. So go figure. Crypto Craig, thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate your content, Max. I hope you all have a great Christmas with the fam. Yeah, we are actually going down to visit my son. So we're going to be spending a few days away from the bitter cold of Chicago. It is not going to be warm down there, but it certainly will be a heck of a lot warmer than it is here. So there's that. Anyway. Let's see. Patrick Murray says, want to bet? You said it. All right, let's see. No other comments. So anyway, I don't know. I just find this all entertaining. You know, certainly watching, I mean, I don't really have anything in Binance. I have most of my stuff in wallets. I have a little bit on Trade Ogre, a little bit on, Bittrex, which both of those are pretty much out of the news. And if I lost everything in those exchanges, while I wouldn't be happy about it, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Especially with, you know, I basically have all my altcoins in those two wallets. So, although I am thinking about putting my Cardano back on Bittrex in order to, basically participate in the staking. I could do it directly, but anyway. Patrick Guyan says, it's factual that it is raining. If I drive normally and crash, it's not the rain. It's my fault for not modifying my driving. Oh, yes, exactly. Very well said. You know, yes, he is pointing out facts, but the conclusion that he's coming up with may not necessarily be true, but he's still pointing out facts. So, like I said, it's the key to deflection. Exactly that. Let's blame others. It's a very good example of, well, I would have been able to stop if it hadn't been raining. So therefore it's not my fault. It's the rain's fault. Anyway. Alrighty. Well, let me, talk about the other topic I had tonight. So thanks to Rondi and Brian Hollywood for sending me an APC. In fact, I did not bring that over yet. An APC networked and switchable PDU. And it's something I've been wanting for a while, but had been shopping for it, hadn't really found anything. And then all of a sudden they said that they had one, said they want to send it to me. I'm like, okay, sure. And it's worked out really well. It was like perfect timing. The fact that I'm going to be traveling, I'll be able to control things remotely. In fact, one of the other things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting, switchable outlets on my nodes. So my 2 Raspberry Pi nodes will be on one, and another one will be on another node that I have upstairs. And one of the ones downstairs is already on that switchable PDU, and I'll be switching the other one to that switchable PDU. Right now it's plugged into a wall outlet, and not into a smart outlet. So anyway, I'll be doing that probably on Wednesday, so that everything I have, if I need to do a power cycle on any of my nodes, it'll be fine. Oh, the other thing I'll need to do is the one node I have in the basement. I didn't check it before I basically loaded all the software up and got it running, but it does not have power on automatically after a power outage. So I will need to go into the BIOS into that and get that set up so that it turns on automatically with the power on. So, all right. So let's see. There was another comment. Patrick Murphy says, instead of somebody watching the dog, Max Voltage has the neighborhood kids watching his rigs while away. No, I mean, I could. The guy behind me, I actually got into both solar and mining. So if I needed to call somebody to let into the house to do something with the mining rigs, that would be the guy I would call. So, anyway, oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to pull over the interface. Where did I put it? It's not there. It's not there. I just had it up. I hate it when this happens. I can't find a tab. It drives me nuts.
Close the tabs.
It's so weird. I just had it just a bit ago. It's not that one. It's not that one. I thought it was this one, but it's not. It's not that one because I just created that one, and that is this. Wow. Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. I got it. Just took me a little bit of time. There we go. So this is the interface. In fact, I gotta basically get in here. And no, I haven't changed the password yet. I will be doing that. And right now, as you can see, I don't really have a lot running right now. Oh, one warning alarm present. Why would that be present? Oh, I know why. Because this is down to 0 amps. I have it set so that if the amperage goes down really low, and I'll just need to change that, it causes an alarm to go off. But there's nothing running on that bank. There's only one thing running on the second bank, which is the Flux node, which is also a CPU miner, which also has 8 GPUs on it. So that's right now the only thing I'm mining, because my cost of power is high because of the cold weather coming up and the fact that it's pretty cold out right now. I was actually just looking up to see what my cost of electricity is right now. And it shows 7.5 cents. So And that 7.5 cents, you have to add about another 2.5 cents. So basically it's about 10 cents right now. So not super high or anything, but not really where I want to be mining. If I have a better Cooking with Kaiser, I just saw your comment. Party at Max's house. Yeah. Knock it off. Let's see. So Patrick Guyan says, I relied on smart plugs for a while. They seem good for 800 watts or less. I mean, I'm going to have, you know, less than 50 watts. They're going to be like 15 watts max in each outlet. That's what my nodes run on. So yeah, I did rely on them for a while. And then I was kind of like, that's a lot of wattage to be running through smart outlets. So I stopped. But like I said, for nodes, they'd be perfectly fine. Anything low wattage is what they're made for. So, or just moderate wattage. So yeah, we're definitely going to be good with what we're going to be putting through it. And Patrick Guyan also said over 1000 watts, I would have occasional glitches. Yeah. And maybe one of those glitches would be eventually be a fire. Yeah, no thanks. And good evening to you, Bacon, Eggs, and Hash as well. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see. I'll do a quick look to see if Veteran Miner, thank you for being here. And Gordon Murray, I don't think you were here before. And Black Sales, I think you guys are all new to the stream. And Little Time Mining, again, thank you for being here. And Automatic Beats. All righty, cool. All right. So let me go over this a little bit. So basically, you can go to outlet status. And this shows you what all the status of the outlets, and you can I actually have a monitor downstairs that's plugged into the PDU. So if I want to, you know, plug into any of the rigs, I can do that easy enough. And rig 1, I know, boring, but that was my first rig. It used to be an AMD rig, but now that motherboard is associated with an NVIDIA rig. And so that's one. That one is currently off. 5700 XT rig is currently off. That was the one I recently built. And then my Octo miner is off. But my CPU miner, which I have on 2 power supplies, so it has 2 plugs. So those both are on. And that's pretty much the extent of what I've got plugged into it. I think I might have 1 or 2 other things plugged into it, but I mean, they're really nothing of consequence. So anyway, and I did turn off outlet 24, which had been fried. So plugging a 3090 rig into there and pushing it to its limit. Evidently, they pushed it beyond its limit, but that's perfectly fine. I don't really have many C19 needs. I only have one C19, and that is the Octo miner. So I just have that plugged into the 16th plug, and the 8th plug is currently open. So I have one more C19 I could use if I needed to. But other than that, most of my needs are C13 to C14. So I am all good with that. Alrighty. Well, I've been rambling on for about 20 to 25 minutes or so. What questions do you guys have? In the meantime, let me see what other news there was today. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Binance to buy Voyager. Remember that FTX was going to buy Voyager, and for reasons I think are pretty obvious, they're not going to be buying Voyager. So now Binance has stepped in and said, Voyager, I'm don't know what the state of the process they are, or, you know, what status they are. Have they looked at their books already? I'm hoping they would have. I hope they learned their lesson by do not announce that you're going to be buying something and then look at the books and go, oh, we didn't know. That won't go over well. That won't go over well with anybody in the industry. So I'm guessing they've probably have done that. I don't think Voyager is in the same. They were in some trouble, but they weren't in the same level of trouble. So I'm pretty sure Binance will be buying, Voyager, which is a good thing. Helps give some more stability to the market. Let's see. What else did I pull up here? That was not it. I thought there was something else in here, but I think this is the one I just had brought up. Oh, this one was interesting. So good old BitBoy is claiming that him and his supporters are the reason why SBF isn't being extradited, and they're happy about it. I don't understand it. I would have thought that we all wanted him extradited to the US to be tried, but and BitBoys doesn't really like what Sam Bankman-Fried did. So I don't know. I haven't looked enough into this to really understand what his thought process was on this and why he was saying that. But yeah, you can check it out for yourself and see what BitBoy had actually said. But yeah, anyway, I do find it interesting though. Everybody thought he was going to be extradited today, or at least announced that he was going to be extradited, and it didn't happen. And sounds like it may not happen. So anyway, interesting. Alrighty, what questions do you guys have? Yeah, network bits. This isn't your stream. Keep it clean. Max voltage. Yeah, good way to launder money. Actually, speaking of that, oh, hang on a second. So Patrick Guyan says, when you ran cabling recently, did you run a proper cable or did you use a long patch cable? Yeah, I used a long patch cable. Yes, I did. It works. Works well. No more packet loss. Speeds are good. But no, I did not wire it into an outlet and then plug into the outlet, if that's what you're referring to. I just ran the cable. Can always change it later. Can always change it later. And I might actually, because I know it's not that difficult to do, but I needed to get it done quickly. And this was the easiest and fastest way to get it done. I started to say something and I lost my train of thought. Let's see here. What are you laughing about over there? Peanut gallery. That's what I just talked about. I just talked about that. And then I was going through this. So, well, anyway, so obviously you guys all know that, that I'm into Flux. I like Flux a lot. I have 5 nodes. And actually, Integra Guy, you mentioned that you have 5 pre-nodes. That's pretty cool. I only have 2. But I do like pre as well. It's been doing well. Their return is ridiculous. It's like 50% or something. And hopefully if the price comes back, that will be really nice to have that. But anyway, I think Flux and Pre and other projects like them, you know, they get put under the microscope, and I think that's a good thing. I think it will show that they have something to offer. They have real features and futures to their projects. So definitely bear market's going to be good for that. That's for sure. All right. I know there's a bunch of things talking about it. I have not been keeping up with the chat. So, it wasn't difficult for Sunflower Mama to run the cable. How's that? Anyway, hey, she just drilled the hole through the floor, and as I fed it up, she grabbed it. How's that? We make a good team. But I ran it the rest of the 50 feet to my daughter's computer and the rest of the 10 feet to my computer. So there you go. Anyway, yeah, she's the one that uses the power tools in this house. That's for sure. Oh, Patrick Kind, I know that you did all the work. to Sunflower Mama, but I want max voltage to save face. I don't need to save face. I'm good with that. I chose wisely when I married. I chose very wisely. She's very resourceful. And I like the fact that I have somebody that I can work on projects with and will be very helpful. So anyway, it was just, what was funny about it was the way it happened was I knew I was going to need her help, and she knew that I was going to need her help. It's a two-man job, basically. I mean, it could have been done by one person, but it would have been a lot harder. It basically became a very easy project with two people. Anyway, so she basically said, "Oh, I got all this stuff to do." And I'm like, "That's fine. We don't have to do it today." And then about an hour later, she's clearing out the closet so that she can get access to the spot in the floor that the cable's going to come up through. I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, I'm getting ready because we'll just do this today." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I didn't even have to talk her into it. Of course, she might have just been, trying to get away from doing something else, possibly. That's the way we all work, we do other things other productive things when we don't want to do the productive thing that we really should be doing, or at least the thing that we think we should be doing. So I think that was somewhat involved with that. But anyway, Network Bits, you cannot witness my helium beacons. There's no way. Mine does not reach down to yours. That's for sure. But anyway, alrighty. Well, I'm gonna keep this kind of short because I am pretty darn tired. I have been gaming way too late at night, and so I've been getting pretty tired. And in fact, on Friday night, I stayed up till about 2:30, about 2 o'clock in the morning, gaming. And I had to be up at 4 o'clock. Went to work, came home, and I had to leave. We basically left work at 3. Came home at 3:30 and went straight to bed. Slept until about 2 hours before the stream. So I slept until 7 o'clock in the evening, and then was up. Then I was up late again gaming because I slept all that time in the afternoon, making me wide awake. And then the next day I got a decent night's sleep. Last night, slept from about 3:30 in the morning until around 11:30, and then got up, went to the in-laws, and then came back, gamed some more. Didn't stay up quite as late, but still only got about 4 hours of sleep last night. So yeah, I'm acting like I'm in my 20s again, and it's fun. It's definitely fun, but I pay for it the next day. That is for sure. Network Bits, LOL. I could if I tried. It might be a little difficult because I now know I know where you live. It would be really difficult because I don't have my hotspot in an ideal location. If you came over to my house and basically put like, I don't know, a 6-foot, extension on the antenna, then and put it outside, and basically got it to where it was outside, and maybe even put a directional antenna so that it faced towards you. Yeah, that could possibly happen. I am pretty high, so line of sight may not be perfect, but it's pretty darn good. I've definitely reached some pretty far distances. I've reached almost 50 miles once into Chicago off of one of the high rises. So yeah, at least I'm pretty sure that that's what it was, because I looked at it and that was where the high rise was. And so I don't know how high they were up on the high rise, but I'm guessing that they had it out on like their balcony and we're high up on the high rise. But anyway, alrighty, let's see what the other comments are. Just quit your job and do YouTube full time. Wouldn't that be great, honey? I don't know if you guys could hear the eye roll, but the eye roll was evident. Anyway, I know you were just kidding, Brent Matthews. Certainly not right now. You did not have to retract that message, Brent Matthews. But anyway, Patrick Ian says, acting your 20s. Prove it with a beer pong stream. See, that wasn't my 20s. My 20s would be playing quarters. That's what it really comes down to. All these people playing beer pong. Quarters, man. Quarters. How many people on the stream put a 21 in the stream if you even know how to play quarters? Sunflammable Mama obviously does, because she went to college with me. Anyone? Bueller. Okay, Crypto Bedell knows what quarters is. Hobbyist Miner. Okay. Crypto Hunter. 4J. Cooking with Kaiser. Okay. Some people knowing. Okay, I know some of you guys are of a little bit older age, not as old as me, but a little bit older age. But, I mean, those people that have been recently in college, does anybody play quarters anymore? It certainly doesn't sound like it. I don't know. I always found it entertaining just because you could make it so repetitive that you could just, you know, pretty much do it almost every time, even if you're drunk. Anyway, yeah, beer bong. Yeah, I never could do a beer bong. Never was good at that. I was never really, I don't want to say I wasn't a heavy drinker at times, but yeah, I mean, I was a cheap drunk. Let's just put it that way. I didn't drink enough to get to the point where I had any type of resistance, but, and I basically barely drink at all. So I'm a really cheap drunk now. Yeah, Hobbyist Miner. They drink wine coolers and talk about their feelings nowadays. Yeah, we used to get made fun of if we drank wine coolers. Although I will say wine coolers was my first introduction to alcohol. I mean, wine coolers taste good. Alcohol, if you're not used to it, not so much. Caps was our thing at the time. Budweiser. Not even sure what caps is. Oh, bottle caps. Oh, okay. Oh, Alpha Mind says Crypto Winter got me drinking more. Rolling on the floor laughing. Bacon, Eggs, and Hash. We used to play Bob Newhart. Take a drink every time someone said Bob. Yeah, I've heard that as well. We didn't watch much TV at our fraternity, so that wasn't really a thing. Max Voltage Mining Crypto. I was the master of the keg stand. Really interesting. Everybody's drinking talents are coming out. Remember Zima. Arbor Mist for the win. DJ Minds, my generation, you got made fun of for any of those soft fruity drinks. Yeah, I mean, that hasn't changed. That hasn't changed at all. That's the same thing it was back then as well. Zima was awful. Oh my God. Really, Hawk? I played bocce balls. Was there an Italian fraternity? Although I don't think you went to college, because did you go straight to, well, did you go to college and then go into the police academy, or did you go to a police academy? I figured there had to be some type of training. But anyway. Network Bits, ha ha ha, fraternity. Okay, first off, it was an engineering fraternity. So it was, there was a bit of responsibility in our fraternity. Let's just put it that way. It still was a fraternity, and there was still a lot of crazy things that happened there. I still will never forget the story where one of my fraternity brothers was building a float. My wife was there at the time, was building a float, and he was inside the volcano, and he fell, and he hit every cross beam on the way down. He did not feel very good when he hit the ground, because then he hit pavement, but he was okay. Not sure if he broke any ribs or anything, but he was okay. But yeah, there's definitely some funny stories. Patrick Guy and Hawk Crypto Mining. I most appreciate how often we get off topic in our streams. It really humanizes us as a group. Yeah, I mean, we're a community, and yeah, we have things to talk about in crypto, but yeah, there isn't. I mean, I could certainly go into, you know, how do you mine this? How do you mine that? But there's plenty of other people that are doing that right now. And there isn't a lot of things that are very profitable right now. Anyway, that's just where I'm at this point. I'm kind of finding, you know, different projects. I want to basically investigate more projects and not look for sponsorship from them, but look into more projects that I'm interested in and maybe start mining some of those. Right now, I am mining Caspa just because it's the most profitable. I have my bag, and I'm starting to sell Caspa as I mine it and put more into Flux so that I can get more Flux nodes. So one of my plans is, and I've talked to my daughter about it as far as how much she wants to sell me that processor for, but she has a leftover 2700, and that would be a great processor to build off of a 4-node computer. So since it's got 8 cores, and one of the people in the community has said that he's got some motherboards, so I need to hit him up. And so I'll get a motherboard from him. I mean, I'll pay for it, but if you've looked around for AM4 motherboards, they're getting kind of far and few between. There isn't the same selection that there used to be. So anyway, hobbyist miner, any hardware you are looking forward to coming down the pipeline for mining? GPU, ASIC, CPU, antenna. Not antenna. You know, I don't know. I mean, I am really curious to see like what the pricing of a 4070 is going to be. I am curious to see what the the 7600, when that level, whatever they call it, when that level comes out. Yeah, I'm really curious about those. I mean, if you think about it, when they came out the 6600, it was to, you know, great, 6600 XT. It was like, great, this thing can't game. It's not good. There was not a lot of great press behind it. But now that we're into the next generation, maybe it will do well enough, and the you know, price to frames per second might be really, really good. I do find it very interesting that this go around, the frames per second of the top tier is better per dollar than your next step down. That's not supposed to be the case. And that's for, it goes for both AMD and NVIDIA. NVIDIA, the 3080, 16 gig, it does not do as well frames per second. It basically is about 10% less in cost, but 17% slower. Actually, Hardware Unboxed just had a video this morning where they were talking about some of those numbers. I don't remember the numbers specifically between 7900 XTX and 7900 XT. So I don't know. I'm curious to see all of the, you know, the 7800, the 7700 AMD. You know, I'm more of an NVIDIA guy, but that pricing is crazy. So I am getting a bit more interested to take another look at AMD, especially considering that the speed of the memory is not as big of a deal as it used to be with the algorithms that are out there. You know, really the biggest one that matters with memory speed is Ergo, and obviously in any of the ETH hash tokens, whether it be Ethereum Classic or whatever. But if you're primarily mining, say, Ravencoin or Flux or Caspa, the memory speed doesn't have as big of an effect. So certainly makes the AMD GPUs more interesting. So I don't know. And as far as ASICs go, I am not. My problem with ASICs is that they're good for a year and a half to 2 years, and then they're done. Are you going to be able to pay them off when the next biggest ASIC comes out and basically puts out a ton of volume in that and makes it to the point where you can no longer be profitable because the next generation is out? That's my concern about ASICs. GPUs, on the other hand, I feel like because they have another function, there's always a market for them. And there's always a market for ASICs. And from what I've seen, they generally run hand in hand with the ups and downs of the pricing of the units. So yeah, I don't know. I just have always, well, let's put it this way. It's kind of like me when I was mining in Windows. I said, nope, not going to mine in Hive OS. I don't need Hive OS. I don't want to pay for anything. I can mine in Windows. I'm fine. And then I tried it and said, what the hell was I missing? So maybe I'll eventually do that with some ASICs. But for right now, I am steering clear. But hey, any ASIC company want to send me something and have me review it and change my mind, hey, I would certainly keep an open mind and review it. So anyway, not that that's going to happen, but I'll put it out there. Let's see. Bacon, Eggs, and Hash says, just bought a PSU with a 5.0 PCIe. It's supposed to be way faster and improve frames per second. Oh, a PSU or a GPU? You must be saying a GPU, because a PSU, a power supply, would have absolutely nothing to do with improving your frames per second. Oh, and speaking of that, actually, that was something that actually recently came out, that AMD, if you try to overclock the core, it will slow down the memory because of the power distribution. So you could run into situations where you're better off leaving it more on the standard clocks as opposed to trying to overclock it, because some games are more dependent on memory than others. So anyway, your mileage may vary. Let's see. Stream keeps cutting out. I have some B450 MATX boards if you need. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Joker Miner just toggled into my Helium app and had to download new wallet and merge my account. Have you had to do this? No, I have not. I'll have to take a look at that. What miner are you using? Or what hotspot are you using? Is it MNTD? Yeah, I mean, I do have an MNTD app, and I also have the Helium app for the wallet. So I don't know. I might have done this a while ago, so that may be why may not be much of an issue, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I guess I'll have to, well, here, let me look at my Helium app and see what it tells me. All right. Helium. Enter my PIN. Looks like it's doing just fine. And Mining King, thank you very much for being a member for 9 months. Max doesn't need help with frames per second. He's a beasted COD. Just ask Panda. There was a point where Panda was getting trolled hard because I had more kills than he did. And just to put it in perspective, it was about about halfway through the match, and I had 2 and he had 1. So it wasn't like either one of us was doing very well. COD, typically you definitely want to have 10 or more, and you've done decently, but I typically am less than 10. So no, don't let him kid you. Not that good at COD. That's for sure. Call of Duty. But yeah, this one actually seems like it is fine. Yes, I think it is. All right, Eric kind of hung up there for a second. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to kill the app now because I don't know what that was. But let me. It's the Helium app. Let me see if I do it. Let me go at it a little bit differently. Go into one of my. Yeah, I guess we're pretty much done with that window. So let me get rid of that. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I usually go on to like on my browser. I'll go into there and look at the wallet. But yeah, there's the wallet. So yeah, got like 57 H&T, worth a whopping $96.72. We are below $2 in H&T, people. Gotta love it. I did not have that much in the way of H&T when it was up near 50. So I didn't lose up in the 50s. So it is what it is. Alrighty, let's see here. Gandalf Gray says, got my What's Miner 30S++ fired up today. 116 to 118 at 3,400 watts. Depends on when you buy your ASIC as far as what it's worth. Correct. This is actually a good time to buy if you think the market is going to come back. And I think most of us do think it's going to come back. The question is, what will the hash rate be at that point? And will it still be profitable when the price goes up? So it really matters as to the timing of that versus when new technology might come out. And that's where you have to be making some guesses. I won't even say good decisions, but it's more guesses than anything else, and hope that your guess is correct. Let's see here. Hobbyist Miner says, still holding, haven't sold anything yet. 99 H&T in the last year. Nice. Yeah, like I said, I'm at 57, but I sold a lot of mine at the beginning. So yeah. All right. Alrighty, guys. Well, it is 8:54. And I am going to cut it. I want to play a little bit more COD. So anybody want to join me over in the Misfit Mining chat, feel free. I will be over there for a little while before I head off to bed. I do not have to open up at 5 a.m. My team lead is back. So I can basically get about another 2 hours of sleep than I was previously getting. So that's a good thing. Hobbyist Miner. Max Voltage is buying people L7s. Nice guy. Yeah, not happening. Not happening. It's a little bit of a rough Christmas, I think, for a lot of people, not just myself, in crypto, because crypto has not done well. So there's no selling. People don't want to sell when it's at this level. I know I certainly don't. So I've been trying to hold as much as I can, and certainly selling one thing to buy another. I mean, when I actually sold my Caspa, Caspa was up actually at that point a little bit, and Flux had actually dropped about 4 or 5%. So I was like, okay, I kind of like those numbers. One has gone up, one's gone down, and I believe in Flux. Yeah, now's a good time to cash out on Caspa and buy into Flux. I'm going to get more Flux for the amount of Caspa that I have. So anyway, so that's what I ended up doing. So anyway, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. Very, very much appreciate it. And you guys all have a wonderful night. On the way out, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. If you are new here, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. I would very, very much appreciate it. So actually next week, Monday, I will put out an announcement. I most likely will not be streaming on Monday next week. I will probably be streaming on Wednesday next week because I will still be out of town at that point. And to try to stream as we're like kind of getting ready to leave the next day. And yeah, it just didn't make a lot of sense to try to do that. So I might stream Tuesday night. but probably not because I'll been on the road all day. I don't know. We're going to play it by ear, but right now my guess is that it'll be sometime on Wednesday. I might do an early stream. I know that's kind of weird, but if I'm already doing a different time, that way I can get maybe some people from different parts of the world to participate. So we shall see. But next week, Mondays with Max will be on a different night, most likely, but keep your ears and eyes open. I will put on an announcement on Twitter as well as on a YouTube announcement. Alrighty, guys, now I am really leaving. Merry Christmas to you, veteran miner. Merry Christmas to you all and happy holidays to you all. And you guys all have a wonderful night.